Hey there, what is up, plant community? If you like my videos, go ahead, give me a like, share, and subscribe, and thumbs up. It really helps me out, and it helps the channel out. So, time to do a video update on the palm trees. So, I figured we'd start out with this. I got my grandpa's funeral. I miss him. I hope he's doing well wherever he's at. But, in this planter, I did get a parlor palm in it. It hasn't done much in the way of growing. It's just kind of stood still. In fact, I've gotten some dieback, so it happened. And then over here, excuse my dresser. It is a mess right now. Just a complete and utter mess. Definitely needs to be cleaned. But anyways, here we have my other parlor palm. Now it looks dark in here, and that's because it's, well, cloudy outside. So, and I got a really good camera either, so excuse the camera quality. It's just kind of is what it is for now. But yeah, it's grown a little bit here. We've got some new fronds here, a new frond there, and we got a new spear coming out here. And we got a little bit of a spear there. But yeah, it's doing good. What I did is I refreshened the soil for it, so it should be good for another year. So yeah, it's doing good. I know much people don't really pay attention to the parlor pubs because they're kind of everywhere, and I guess people think they're overrated. But I don't know. I like them, especially when you grow them to be bigger. Okay, and then over here we have my beautiful Pygmy Day palm. Now, I've noticed with this guy, I dunked him in a bucket of distilled water, and ever since then I haven't had to water him one bit. Like it's been a whole month since I've actually watered him. And right here in this hole, it's still fairly wet in there. It's wet because, well, I watered it and it just hasn't soaked up all the water in that drainage hole. So I, of course, fill around in there. If it's still wet in the drainage hole, I won't water it. And that seems to really be working for me, to be honest. It doesn't seem to really want a whole lot of water at all. I mean, the best way I could describe this guy is he's like a succulent in the wintertime. He doesn't want no water. During the summertime, whole different story. And with that, I've been having a lot of growth, a lot of strong growth. So here, this one trunk, because there's 3 palms in here, you can see that some of them are old fronds that are kind of turning. But with that, we got a new frond coming out and is wanting to unfurl. And then here we got a new frond there. I did have issues with scale when I brought it in. Well, not scale, but millibugs. Probably was some scale on there. I probably missed it. But yeah, I went ahead and I took care of that. I sprayed it instantly as soon as I caught it. And ever since then, it's been doing good. New frond there. New frond there. Definitely a new frond here. It's just loving life in here right now. So yeah, this is it of really the palm species inside. All my other palms I have to keep outside either because they are too big or not really that they're too big. It's more of the factor of I want to keep them really healthy. And this guy can stand some of the temperatures that we've been having this October. Like, it's only been getting down to the 40s. But he seems happy here. So if he's happy here growing, why move him? He's not even really supposed to be growing, but he is. So, you know, why move him? All right. So, go head outside for you guys now. All right. Come outside. The winds are strong. And look what we have here. A mess, of course. Would you just look at this? Would you just look at it? Like, would you just look at this? Like, just look at it. Anyways, um, so Queen Palm, not looking so great. Got one good spear that needs to be saved. So I did find out what was wrong with this palm actually. So I was talking to the person who gave me this palm, and I figured out what is actually wrong with it, why all the fronds are dying back. Right now, it's not too cold for it. The palm's kind of big. I would definitely have trouble storing it, which is why I wanted it, because I wanted a big palm. I wanted a showpiece palm, and, well, and not only that, I just really love the fronds of the queen palm. Um, Anywho, so I did find out that the drainage holes are actually up a little higher than what they're supposed to be. So, for example, here's a drainage hole. That should be more down here, but it's up here. So what that's doing is it's actually creating a reservoir in the pot that I didn't know because I had it in the ground. I don't think I'm going to do that with this palm next year in the garden. No, because that's just risky with the pot it's in. I might even lose this palm if that doesn't dry out because that's really wet. Like, that's almost saturated. I took it out of the pot. I figured out what was wrong with it. It's just really wet down there. That's the main issue, is it's just wet down there. But, sorry about that. I had to stop the video because my dad came out and, started saying some, words that should not be said on YouTube. So, yeah, I had to pause the video because, again, I'm not sure if you guys caught what I said because the video kind of glitched out for a minute. But, anyways, he came out, said some things that should have been said, so I had to pause the video. Anywho, so yeah, it's creating a reservoir in this pot, and it's just not healthy for his palm, not good for the palm, and hopefully there's no root rot in the root mass of this palm. So I'm definitely not going to water it. I'm going to leave it alone and let it do its thing, because I know they like water. But to the point to where it's saturated on the bottom, no. And see, I was keeping it moist, because what I was thinking is if it's dry on top, it's probably dry all the way down. No, that's not the case, because there's a little reservoir, and I didn't know about that little reservoir. So, yeah, definitely just go let this dry out. If it does die, I'm getting paid from the haunt. I'll just honestly probably get me the other one that they have there before somebody else gets it. But otherwise than that, I'm going to try to save this guy. I'm going to try to preserve him because I do love the Queen Palms. Going over here to the Majesty Palm, of course, all the annuals are, holy crap, this rose bush. Winds are really blowing. I'm gonna go over here. So the Majesty Palm is doing really well. It's in a. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna sit down because that rose bush might actually stick me. Anyways, so yeah, the Majesty Palm is doing really well. Even with the temps we've been having, it hasn't been too cold for it really, so it's been liking the weather. Of course, the annuals are looking a bit this year. And that's because it's around that time. They're annuals anyways, so I'm not expecting them to live for much longer. I'm actually expecting them to die. My main thing is to keep the palm alive, and that's what I'm wanting to do, is just to keep the palm alive. I'm not worried about the annuals. The annuals look nice even through the year, but at the end of the day, my job is to preserve the palm, not really the annuals. Doing really good, doesn't seem to tip over in the pot because it's in a much bigger pot. Of course, that will probably change as it grows. Looks like we got a bit of sun scorch on a new frond here. So this is what I'm talking about when it comes down to sun scorching. Everybody thought that this was winter damage. No, it's not winter damage. It's just a bit of sun scorch right there and over here. Yeah, otherwise than that, it's doing relatively good. This is the newest frond, and hopefully this will unfurl out, so that way we have some new fronds too. It's not really that cold for it, so we won't be getting down into the 30s until tomorrow. Over here we have the fishtail palm. It also fell over, as you can see right there. There's some of the soil. I did refill it. It's been dry, so soil is still kind of dry. Hopefully that will change. And hopefully it'll change whenever we get this rain that's supposed to be coming in. But otherwise than that, it's still kind of not really doing much. And I think that's because it just needs to be divided for more room for it to grow. Over here we have my cycad. We can see some of the old fronds. We got the new fronds right here. It seems to be doing good. Just needs some good old rainwater. The Diune spinulosum cycad, which is the most important cycad I'm always worried about. It seems to be doing good. We got one little damage here. Not sure what that's from, but hey, it's doing good. That's all I'm worried about. We got some of the old fronds. You can tell the old fronds from the new fronds. Seems to be doing good. This is all the flush of growth that has came out this year. Of course, I am keeping the old fronds because old fronds still help it photosynthesize. So, yeah, doing really good. Happy to have it. Glad it's really growing. I'm hoping to get this guy nice and big. All right, let's go over here to the Chinese windmill palm. Fan palm. My bad. That's technically the Chinese windmill. So the Chinese fan palm, doing good. Doing good. Got a new frond here. Some damaged fronds, but that's bound to happen with this weather. Got a new frond here. And got a frond coming here, but this is the newest frond that unfurled. I need to get it a newer pot. We do have some damaged leaves. There's even some dead leaves underneath there that you can't see, but I'm not going to cut those out until, well, spring, because that's when things really start growing again. And then over here we have my Trachycarpus fortunii, or the windmill palm. I took it in a few times this year due to frost. Seems to be doing good. This is the old frond, which it has kept. There's a guy in Indiana, not exactly where I'm located, but more down south, where he can do a lot more. But he has these in the ground. So if you're interested in watching him, his name is Indie Palms. You can look him up on YouTube. But yeah, he tries to really zone push. That's what I do here, but since I live in government housing, I'm not allowed to put him in the ground. So, because I'd love to have this guy in the ground. But, you know, it is what it is. So, yeah, Tranky doing good. This is some of the new growth right here. That's the newest frond that opened up, and we got a new spear. I'm sure it's loving the extra growing time in the season because we really haven't gotten too cold in October like we usually do. And then, of course, I can't forget this guy. Even though he's not a palm, I do go ahead and include him because he stays out here for most of the year. And there went another cypress. Just gonna kind of leave them down because there's no reason to get them up if all they're gonna do is just keep falling and losing soil. Anyways, this here is a cordyline australis, one of the more cold hardy cordylines, doing good. Got some dead down here, but again, I'm not really going to worry about the dead until spring. When spring comes around, then I will worry about that dead. until then, not really worried about it. Just gonna leave it how it is. Alright, gonna go to the back now. Alright, now we are in the backyard. So updates on certain palms. So the finger lady palm is doing really well. This is one of the newer fronds that came up. It kind of got bent, damaged. That's going to happen in the wind. This is the newest frond that is starting to come out. So, and it's unfurling, so there you go. And then here we have my bamboo palm, which I feel like definitely needs an upgrade from the pot. But we do have a new frond coming out, so that's good. It's not too crowded to where fronds ain't coming out, but it probably could go for... Oh, and there's another new frond. But, you know, it probably could go for a bigger pot already. Just so it just has room to grow and expand like it wants to. This guy, not too worried about him yet. His roots haven't even really hit the bottom of the pot. Yeah, there's my little bonsai area. There's how many cold hardies I got. Found out why the cold hardy Chicago fig tree did survive. I figured out why that was. It's simply because the mowing crew hit the pot and all the water, instead of soaking in, was going out of the sides. So, yay. Maybe I could show you that right here. If this is the correct pot. I do not think this is no, this is not the correct pot. I must have threw it away. Okay, well, anyways. Yeah, that's really it. That's really it on all the updates. I hope you guys have a good rest of the day.